I watched every single throw by Michael Penix Jr. this season. That's 555 pass attempts in over an hour and 45 minutes of film. And after all of that, I still was unsure about where he stands. After a week of study and contemplation, I think I finally have my answer. And I found it in the game you would least expect. Michael Penix Jr. does not want to get hit. It's been a concern for me when watching his film, and it's why I struggled to evaluate him all week. I didn't know where to stand on him, and for most of the week my stance was relatively negative because I watch his film and I see him insist upon not taking sacks. You might think, Randy, sacks are a bad thing. No duh. But so is forcing the ball into double coverage on 1st and 10 because you got pressure in your face. There's times where he does a great job throwing the ball away, but there's other times where he gets pressured and decides to just huck something into double coverage for no reason at all. That is ugly. Now, obviously, I don't really have to address the bad. It's his injury history. His injury history is ugly, and it's scaring a lot of NFL scouts. When I watched the game that I figured would really kind of validate a lot of my ugly evaluation and go, okay, yeah, he's not a first-round talent, I was shocked to see just how much good I found. That's right. I'm talking about the national championship versus Michigan. Way more good in that tape than you would expect. In fact, the good in this tape outweighed the bad so aggressively that it completely changed my perspective on how I felt about Michael Penix Jr. I now think he's a quality quarterback, and any team that drafts him should be very excited to have him. Does he have his flaws? Yes. But I think the good far outweighs the bad, and I'm going to show you exactly why for the remainder of the video. Let's start the evaluation with this big-time incompletion on 4th and 7. I assume out of this formation that Washington is running a smash concept here on the top. They're going to have an out route and a corner route from Odunze. Now, when Odunze runs by the corner who takes the out route, he puts his hand in the air and says, hey, I'm just running straight, because this safety creeped pretty far into the middle of the field. Problem with that, Michael Penix is still expecting him to run the corner route, and he throws the ball a little bit too far outside of him. It goes incomplete, and they turn the ball over on downs. Guys, this is an ad-lib by Odunze that he should not have made, and Michael Penix was anticipating him to run the corner route. It never got ran, and that's why it went incomplete. This play is not on Penix. It's actually perfect ball placement had he ran the proper route. You're going to hear me say the words "not his fault" a lot, and it stays true on this play. He just got sacked the previous play. Now his right guard gets destroyed. He's got pressure in his face again. He's got to roll left, and with his left tackle in his lap and a defensive tackle trying to tackle him from his side, he's able to whip this ball into a catchable slot in the zone, and it's really a nicely thrown ball under pressure. This is a terrific play by Penix to get it out under heavy pressure. This play right here was his only touchdown pass. He wants the whip route one-on-one. The corner absolutely mugs his first read. Straight up assault. So they get the flag there. He moves off of it, backpedaling. Pressure starts to get there. He realizes the middle of the field is vacated, so he just hits the crosser in the middle. Nice throw on time. Boy, oh boy, not his fault yet again. They run a deep over route. They have a crossing route coming from the other side to confuse the zone, and they have a swing route from the running back to pull the outside linebacker down. Window gets vacated, safety follows. Does Penix throw this ball a little behind the receiver? Yes. Had he thrown it in front, would it have been an easier catch? Absolutely. But it hits the receiver in the hands. He's got to pull this one in, and it's a big play if he does. I've been convinced all week that he was bad under pressure, but when I watch the Texas game and this game, I see him continually make plays under pressure. Against Texas, he's able to avoid a sack and throw a ball over the middle of the field that he already knew was open. It was a spectacular job delivering that. He also delivered a beautiful back shoulder ball on a slot fade under pressure in the Texas game. Here in the national championship versus Michigan, he gets heavy pressure off of the play fake, has to drift away with a guy at his knees, and he drops this ball in the bucket on the slot fade in between the zones. So he is more than capable of making throws under pressure. In this narrative that both myself and many others have pushed, that he crumbles under pressure, although he does at times make poor decisions under pressure and he's got to clean it up, there's also a lot of positive, and he's absolutely capable of delivering big-time throws under pressure. It's not like he craps his pants all the time. He does do it sometimes, though, and he needs to clean it up a little bit. You guys know you can count on me to play both sides of the aisle, and I'm not all the way in the Penix train because I see plays like this that every time I'm like, ooh, Penix is really good, he does some crap like this that just makes me so upset. Throw the ball, dude. That's so terrible to miss that. You can't miss it. Throw the ball now. Right now. Throw it now. He stepped up. Throw it right now. Instead, he takes 4 more steps and makes this throw very difficult with a big number 78 barreling down, about ready to take his head off. Throw it sooner, the problem's avoided. For every play like that where Michael Penix makes some just mind-blowingly stupid error, which happened about 4 times over the course of the game, most of the plays that went bad were because his team just completely let him down. Check out this play by the right tackle on 4th and 13. Michigan shows blitz because it's 4th and 13. Surely when the ball gets snapped, the right tackle moves his feet, right? No. Ball's in Michael Penix's hands, and the right tackle still hasn't moved. He's began his drop back. The man is a statue. He's blown by now. Oh, let's mug him instead of just blocking him. Now Penix has to roll out, dude in his face, and just try to chuck a prayer. Now, thankfully, pass interference, but holding penalty means they have to replay 4th and 13. Now what happens on the replay of the 4th and 13? Well, motion the tight end out. They essentially run a modified version of flood here. So tight end's going to go hook in a wide hitch. Then you're going to get like a pylon route, some form of a vertical route from number 2. He was number 1, now he's number 2. And then a sail route from the inside receiver. Now, the curl flat defender, because it's 4th and 13, is just going to drop back deep and get underneath of this sail route because he knows if the ball gets checked down, he can just rally and make the play. Right tackle gets beat again. Michael Penix is unable to step up and locate his backside dig, which was working open for a first down. Had he had time, I'm sure he would have looked for it. Everyone knows this is not the ideal throw, but he also knows he's got an edge rusher beating the crap out of his right tackle, and he's about to get hit. So he's got to just let this thing rip and hope for the best. And an 80-yard return obviously says the best did not happen, and the game gets put out of reach at 34-13 at this time. And then just for fun, game's already out of reach, but receiver here needs to settle. Penix sees the linebacker drop into the window and throws this ball behind the receiver into the open pocket. Receiver continues to run and covers himself by running. Penix has to throw it behind and then complete. And then finally, with the game already out of reach, throwing the ball over the middle of the field, perfect ball placement right at the stomach of his tight end. And instead of catching the ball, yes, this is a great play by the safety. He gets his hand on the ball, but this has to be caught. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Has to be caught. By the way, Washington's offense had a whopping 46 rushing yards in that national championship game. Not being able to run the ball and having to pass the ball on pretty much every play is not going to be a recipe for success against that elite Michigan defense. To be completely honest, I don't think Michael Penix is as accurate as people are making him out to be. However, I do think he has the arm talent to make elite throws on Sundays. I'm very interested to see how he plays in the National Football League. I think his success is very largely contingent on where he goes. Very similarly to most quarterbacks that get drafted, including JJ McCarthy. And if you're interested how he's going to do in the NFL, you're probably going to want to watch this breakdown right here. And you're also going to want to subscribe so that you can be notified when my video on quarterback rankings comes out next week. I'll be ranking every quarterback being drafted. So subscribe and then watch this video right here.